So you've gathered that the social media word for 2023 is?
Kuningi. I feel like I just overdid it there. But it is a word, we're going to discuss it in just a moment. But Russia-Ukraine is South Africa's most used word for 2023, if you didn't know.
Yep, and as PanSALB marked World Dictionary Day yesterday, it seems geopolitics were topping the agenda. But let's find out more and speak to Julius Dantile, who's PanSALB's Executive Head of Languages. And Julius, you know, we of course, there's Russia-Ukraine war, but social media is focusing on the word Kuningi. A number of our colleagues tonight who do not have the pleasure of using this word, like me a lot, are saying, how do we even use it in a sentence? What does it mean?
Evening to you at studio and the SABC viewers. The word Kuningi is selected among other words. It means it's a lot, it's too much. So what social media taught us is that it is not used in most cases as the original Zulu word. It is now have embraced the multilingual and the multicultural and the multiracial elements that we have in our country. It has taken up that particular stature, which is to say there are times where we share some commonality. That is what this word is being utilized, the context of its uses and definitions in the social media. So it has brought another element like other words that we're contesting. For instance, batong.
Which is my favorite word.
Which we were going to ask, actually. We're surprised that it wasn't batong.
Yeah.
Yes. What I like about batong is that it crossed even the seas. You get TikToks from the Americans using the word batong. Whether how they pronounce it, but it's because they were in South Africa. And they're bringing that element of saying, I've been there, I know the language.
Yeah.
You see, but what these words are showing to us as Pan-South African Language Board, that there are cross-pollinations that are taking place in our languages and in our cultures, and in a situation of interactions that we have as different ethnic groups, languages, and cultures. We can find some commonality in terms of those particular processes.
Julius,
so the word Kuningi is one the word of the year for social media platforms.
So let's just stay there, because social media is a place where all sorts of communities are talking to each other. And it's so interesting how words are adapted and then how they are mass adopted across racial lines, across color lines, as you say, just everywhere. And it becomes something that is so uniquely South African. I can think of a number of words which we'll have to beep, 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 if I'm going to say them on air, that are uniquely South African. But that, and it also is onomatopoeic, because it almost makes you see and describe the thing that it's talking about. It becomes so real. So for a lot of us who don't know how to use it properly, or for people who are listening to this become the it word on social media for this year, give us some sentence construction and give us some ways to use it.
The word is a Zulu word coming from the name Ningi, which means a lot or too much. And it is then Kuningi, you means that it's too much. There's a lot around you, or things that are happening. Social media, as I said, just use it when somebody feels that there's a lot of things that are taking place around them, hardships or even fun. It's Kuningi, it's a petela. So that gets into that space when the guys have got some chicks with them, or the chicks have got the guys with them. Hey, Kuningi, Okonala. So it's not really as much based on the real meaning of when you use it in isiZulu only, but it's a broad of saying there's too much hate, Kuningi. There's too much pressure, distress, and everything. You can put it in various contexts, and it fits Kuningi.
And I must say, one thing is that tonight I've been deliberate in not wanting the stresses as part of Kuningi, because honestly, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's
Yes.
a multiplicity of things that are currently happening. But I'm wondering, when it comes to just how it made the cut, because I honestly thought Batung was the word. And now I'm being told Batung was trailing behind. So how were the words selected?
What we did was to first go onto social media, request some words, people that can suggest. There were a couple of close to 100 words that were selected across the board.
Wow.
Then it is when because we were selecting a word of the year without having a thought about the social media. And we thought, but why don't we separate the formal media, the mainstream media, and say we have the two words, those that are used in formal media, which is your mainstream media, newspapers, and broadcast. And also then we looked and say, we've got a huge space where we have not explored this issue of the word of the year.
Yeah.
Let's go and check what can we do with that word, with these words. And then a lot of words came in. I can count, for instance, on social media, Danko,
We use that one a lot in the office, I must just say, Julius.
Yes. You see, what is interesting with Cima Evalemfan, I got it, it's a closer word. When it came through, I got it from somebody. It was proposed by people that were not really even Xhosa speakers. That shows that they love hearing other languages and where the other expressions are made in other languages.
Yeah.
That makes people to learn each other's languages.
Julius,
So
I
what
want you
then
to take a breath on that note, okay? So we've got two tweets, which I think will just keep you with us as we read them out, and then we'll get some closing comments from you. But we asked South Africans to weigh in on this word that is now the social media word of the year, Kuningi, and let's share with you what they said.
Dumishi, afternoon, beautiful ladies. Hello, Dumishi. Hi, Kuningi ngempela. Our officials in high-ranking positions are fighting left, right, and center. Johannesburg, ghost of bombing. Here, there's a ghost. Hey, it's a lot. I can't mention them all.
And there's another one. Nazim says, good evening, ladies. Kuningi, that happened this year. Kuningi, that didn't happen this year. Our country is going through a lot. It really is. It's quite a delicious
Kuningi,
thing.
man.
Hey? Yeah, it's a delicious thing, Bongiwe, to have a language that just becomes so much of our everyday parlance.
So, before Mage, because that's also my favorite phrase as well. Good to see, Bali. You know, one of the things that we talk about, these languages are cross-pollinating. And, do we have voice notes? I'm told we've got voice notes. Let's listen to the voice notes before I ask you this question.
Okay.
Well, I'm watching from Zimbabwe, and I must say, Kuningi, it has been a lot, especially during our elections. Yeah, load shedding, whatever. It's been a lot. Kuningi.
Good evening, Imani and Bongiwe. So the word of the day, Kuningi. In my mother tongue, it means it's too much. Kuningi, like it means a lot of things is happening in South Africa. Unemployment, the issue of load shedding, poverty, inequality, crime, everything. You know what, Kuningi, it's too much, guys. Give us a break. The government must give us a break. Kuningi. We are fed up. Kuningi. I like the word of the day. Bye. Thanks.
Yay, Kuningi. For that viewer, Kuningi. Like Kuningi, it's a truckload. It's packed. Kuningi. It's genius. You know, finally, just before I let you go, one is probably asking, when does the search then begin for the word for next year? Because I'm sure a lot of people want to see their words being snuck in there.
The way we do this is that we've got a company that assists us. we take clips over a period of 12 months, and be it newspaper clips in terms of the mainstream media. And now we have introduced this kind of a word, a version of social media. So what we did was to look at the word that have been trending over the 12 months that resisted the drops and ups and downs, but it comes there, it's fluctuation throughout the month. So what we look at, we will then a sample, for instance, in terms of social media, take some sample, and then we take the words that are just the words that are on social media, we put them into a system, and the system is going to tell us how many times that a word appears in that particular corpus that we have at that particular time. And then over the appearances, Kuningi, Batong, Icime, Valemfana, Dango, even Dango was there last year as a contesting word for the word of the year. We didn't have this element of social media at the time. So you have that particular process that we have, vigorous process that we put these words into, so that we can have a credible result out of, to say this is the word, and a society must look at it and accept in terms of that the word has been used really across the board.
Thank you so much. And what a delicious and exciting, fun and funny interview. Appreciate you sharing that with us. From the Pan South African Language Board, that was Julius Dantile.